Yes, there's something wrong with psychiatrists' brains, and I'm trying to work out what it is, and psychiatric nurses as well, I mean, they say things to you like, you haven't tidied up this morning, what have you been doing? And you say, well, I've just been thinking. What do you mean thinking? I've just been thinking. What about? I don't know, I've just been lost in my thoughts. What's a thought? And they don't understand at all what it is to think and process information. Now, psychiatrists must have the ability to memorise information, otherwise they would never pass their exams. But most of them do seem to have, in fact I'd say all of them, all psychiatrists for some reason seem to have an inability to process information properly. To think about things and draw the proper conclusions from what they are seeing in front of their face. And I was wondering if most psychiatrists are severely battered as a child any time they question anything. Are they brought up in severely strict upper class backgrounds, where they're just battered to death every time they ask a question. When I was a kid I was always, Dad, why is the sky blue? Dad, what are clouds made of? My dad just used to sigh and say, what, why, wherefore, Be quiet, you're giving your dad brain ache. But, I think psychiatrists must have been severely battered for questioning anything. And this has severely affected their development and the processing part of their brain. They're scared to think. Now, they do think, psychiatrists, that it's dangerous to think. Thinking is dangerous. Now, why do they think thinking is dangerous? It must have been dangerous for them when they were children to think. They must have got severely battered every time they questioned anything. And that's why they think it's dangerous to think. Now, I was talking to my psychiatrist once. She said, some people with schizophrenia talk to God, as if that was terrible. Well, I talk to God sometimes. I didn't tell her that. But what is wrong with talking to God? What's so frightening about God? And, they keep saying that if you hear voices, you'll stab somebody someday. Why does hearing voices equate with stabbing people? If you're psychic or telepathic, you're going to stab somebody someday. Why do they think because you hear voices you're going to stab somebody? I don't understand. The reason they think that is because that's what the senior psychiatrists told them in psychiatry training school, and they've never bothered to think about it logically or question it. And I was watching a video on YouTube, and the psychiatrist asked this mental health patient, how are your parents? And I can't remember what he said back, but it was some very facetious, very funny joke implying he didn't like his parents very much. And the psychiatrist looked at the camera and said, yes, see, this is a perfect example of word salad. Yes, we need to increase his chlorpromazine. And I thought, what? I understood exactly what he was saying. Why can't the psychiatrist, if they can't understand you, you need your dopamine blocking, don't they? You have to have injections if a psychiatrist cannot understand what you've said or why you've done something. I was in hospital, and there was this doctor of physics that had been sectioned, and I kept calling him doctor, and he kept saying, do not call me doctor, I do not want people thinking I'm a psychiatrist. Anyway, we were talking about flying, and I said I didn't understand how aeroplanes kept in the air, I was a bit frightened. And he started to explain to me about aerodynamics, and the psychiatric nurse come past and said, stop talking gobbledygook, you'll never get out of hospital if you keep talking gobbledygook like that. I said, look, he's discussing aerodynamics, how aeroplanes stop in the air. It's gobbledygook, shut up. And you know, this is what they like, the psychiatric department. Anything they don't understand, rape, they don't understand something somebody says or somebody does, they need raping every 2 weeks with an injection needle and a psychiatric nurse. And I can't understand what is wrong with the psychiatrist's brain. Can anybody else? Anyway, bye folks.